So now we can start the how to use any smart class, which is LMS from Build and Grow. I know that when I was a teacher, when I was given to a new LMS, it was like fear and then also like annoyance, that all the bothering things that you can name it. But if you look at this any smart class that I'm going to explain today, you would understand we try to build this LMS as teacher friendly as it is. So I hope you can get a overall idea how you can utilize this in the classroom and then what's in there and then extra. So since we have just 30 minutes to discuss this about, if you have further questions or specific question, then you can definitely talk to Grace. So we'll try to answer those questions. Okay, let's get started. So this LMS, I'm going to explain into two parts. One is for teacher's part, and then you should know about the student part as well. So I'm going to divide that into two. And also I'm going to use this PPT. And also I'm going to do the little demonstration for you to understand clearly. So but once you want to start our LMS, you have to go to lms.anybuildandgrow.com. After you go to that LMS, you're going to see this page, which is a login pages. And there's our first kind of scary moment show up, right? So how can I do this ID? And then I don't know about ID. How can I create my account and then extra? You don't need to worry about it because we're going to give this like the responsibility to our regional managers. This case, our friendly Grace are gonna in charge to provide this ID for you guys. So don't worry about creating your own account. We're gonna give you an ID. And once you get the ID, you can log into this account with the default password, which is 1234, which is very simple, right? And then once you log in this page, you will have these pages over here, class status. This demo account that we created, teacher one, let's assume that this teacher is teaching Common Everyone and Common Phonics. So once you have this upper button, okay, I will show you over here. Upper, the little like red square box up there, you will see student, class, study, and then message button. Quite simple, right? And then bottom over here, you're going to see your two classes. First, Common Everyone. Second, Common Phonics, right? And then we are going to look into the student part first. Okay, so here, let's get going. And there's our second nightmare shows up, which is student management registration, right? And I'm not sure how big your class would be with this Build and Grow book classes. Some of the teachers, you're very lucky to have a smaller class like 7, 8 students. In that case, you might want to use this individual registration button over here. Or if you have more than like 30 students, 40 students, I have too many in one class, then I recommend you to use this all registration clicker over here. So before we go to that, I will show you some of the functions over here. This is one of the student management like section over here. So I'm gonna start from there then. Yeah, if you go to this student management, you are going to see this individual registration and then all registration. So since let's assume that I have only 8 students in my class, so I'm gonna go to this individual registration. So Common Everyone student number 1, let's check if that is available. Then yes. And I'm going to nickname. I know that that's my dear student Nancy, and their level is primary, and this is my school code, and then come on everyone. And then if you want to upload their photo, you can do that and register. Yes, pretty simple, right? And if you want to do more than like 20, 30 students, you can definitely use this all registration clicker, which is quite teacher's best friend, I would say. So let's say I have 20 students and then primary and then class common everyone. So here now, yes, don't worry about this Korean like yes or no function. You're gonna have your own friendly mother tongue, Chinese. So don't worry about that. So here, yes, yes, Excel download. So if you open this Excel file, excuse me, I was a little like, if you look at that, then you're gonna see the region. sorry this about Sorry about this. And then school code, and then ID, and then their level, and registration date, and then expiration date. And if you look at this, these IDs we generated for you. So once you have this ID, you can have a one more column next to this ID, and then you can write down student's name, and then you can give this to each students. And then when they log into the account for the first time, they can use this ID and then default password, which is 1234. Quite simple, right? So you can definitely do that. Now, pretty simple, right? Student management, it's very easy to handle. If you have any questions along with, don't worry. Grace or our team, we are more than willing to help you guys. And now you're clear with this individual registration and then the all registration for you. And the next thing, you can go to this class management. And then through this area, you can definitely register your class through this function. It's pretty simple. You can name your class and then check availability. And then you need to change this because we put not to use as a default button. So you can change that to use button. And then you're gonna see lots of books and then levels. So we are going to go to the actual demo with you guys. Let's see. You can see this, right? And then now let's go to the class. If you go to the class, now you want to add more class to your account. It's pretty simple. I'm going to say easy link 1. Let's check if that is available. Good, available, use, and then book. Let's say easy link 1. And then these are my pre-human beings, kindergarten, register. Pretty simple. Now, if you look at your first page, you will see this easy link book 1, 2, right? Okay, now we're gonna go to the next page over here. This is study management. In study management, actually teachers, it's very simple function for you. So if you go to this study management, you can check students' progress. So for example, so if you go to Common Phonics, for example, you're gonna see 2 students. We make this 2 students demo account. So first, let's go to student 11. then you're going to see, oh, this student already finished the study for unit 1, test for unit 1. So she has even a report card for the test. Let's check that. Good. She got 6 right. And then this is the one that she got wrong. Good. Now, this arrow notes means I'm going to explain that later for your students function too. These are the questions that student got wrong, so they can check their answers again with this part over here. So pretty clear, right? So let's close this one. And if you go to the study, I mentioned that it's pretty simple. And then this one is the message function that you can use. So you can definitely choose to send the inbox for one of your students or the whole class and then an extra. And then this one you can check if you send this any of messages over here. Pretty simple, right? And we are going to go to, let's see. Students account. Can you guys see the PPT? Good. Now, let's assume that you are a student. Then they can go to the same website, LMS website, lms.anybuildinggrow.com. And then once they get to that page, they're going to see the same page as you see as a teacher. So over here, they can put their ID that are given to them, and then they can use this default password 1234 and then log in. After they log in, well, LMS site is gonna ask them to change the password, so they can definitely do that. I think nowadays kids, they're pro when it comes to do this, making their own password and an extra, right? So once they go to their web page, this is gonna the front page that they're gonna see. But if you look at this part, actually, student page is pretty straightforward. If you look at that, message, my information, and then customer service. So what they can just focus on is study room. And then if you go to this, the red square box, okay, over here, then if they're taking more than one classes with you with the Build and Grow books, then once you click this button, it will show their like books over there. So it's pretty simple. Okay. And before we get to go, I will show you some of the examples over there. So this is one of the example, the students demo like pages that we created over here. If you look at that, they will see, for example, the student is taking common phonics, and then here assignments to do. First, let's check the study. Then after they see this video, they're asked to have this exercises. In this phonics case, they're going to have 9 questions. So for example, uh, uh, I think this is the right answer. Check. That's not right, right? And then let's go to the next one. And let's listen again. Let's check that. Good. So this is the study function. But one of the unique thing about study, well, they're gonna get the answer right away, and then it didn't show their like accumulated answers at the end. So you should be careful with that. And then this test over here, this is actual test format. So let's see, look and choose. What it is? Let's see. This must be car. And then next. Unlike study, you would see that it doesn't show if that is the right answer or wrong answer. So they will see at the end all the test over there. And then if you look at this, then at the end of this whole test, then they will have those error note, which I think it's a brilliant idea. So they gather all the wrong answers. So student actually resolve the problems with that function. And then also they're gonna have this mini like report card, which answer they got wrong, and then how many they got right, and then a little nice like encouragement at the end, like good job or an extra. So pretty simple, right? And then I understand sometimes if you're given to this LMS, you might be wondering how I can utilize this LMS into my English class, right? Well, should I just give this to at the end of the unit and then let them do it at home? Or how can I incorporate this into my classroom, right? When I was a teacher, I was curious about that too. So one thing that I can recommend, to be honest, especially common phonics and then common every on those lower level, we provide the video and then simple questionnaire at the end. So this would be really nice material for you to use as a flipped classroom. So sometimes we have very high level of students and then very low level of students in one classroom. And then there is a no happy medium that you could find sometimes. So in that case, teach students, they can watch the video and then they try to solve the problems. And once they get to you, then they can do as a whole group. That would be one of the examples that you can, the way that you can utilize this LMS. And then one of the other way is you can use this LMS in the middle of the classroom so they can be ready to have this unit test, because question format is quite similar. So you can expose them to get ready to have this unit test. When you use this LMS in that way, then I can recommend for you to use this LMS like study area once you finish like day 1 or day 2. When you finish all the concept explanations or new words, new sentence structure, so they're somehow familiar with it, and then they will ready to have actual like unit test with you. So I hope this give you a little hint about how to use actually the, let's see, the LMS with your students. So this is two ways that you can do it. And also you can definitely wait till the end of a unit and then they can do as a homework too. So it depends on the time frame that you have and also the way that you want to utilize this. If you think it's a really nice idea for them to do within the classroom, then definitely you can do this in the middle of the unit so they can have a little preparation for unit test. And also, if you are very packed with all the schedules and then you have some certain pressure to finish the book within certain amount of the time, then definitely you can give this as a preview so they can actually listen and then watch the video video, and then they can have a little sense what you will cover throughout the whole unit. I think this is pretty much it that I cover about LMS. Well, as I mentioned, I know that it sounds very like new, and then, oh, it's not like the one that I used to use. So you might be very afraid of tackle at the first time. But once you get in, well, I got lots of comments that it's very easy to use and then also teacher friendly. So I hope you can kind of experience that aspect. And then meanwhile, you might have any questions along with it. Then, as I mentioned before, we are more than happy to help you. So I will pause like 1 or 2 minutes. So if you have questions, simple questions, please leave at the chat box. And then if you're busy, if you're ready to have a lunch or whatever, then, well, I will see you next time. I know that I'm very happy that I will see you guys for like several times more, right? So have a nice day and then talk to you later. Bye, guys.